Well, hey, Destiny family, it's Greg and myself, and we want a couple of minutes of your time for two reasons. First of all, is to say thank you. You know, we're ending out the year here in just a couple of months. It's crazy to believe we're almost done with 2022. And I want to say thank you to each and every one that make up our Destiny family for your involvement, for your sacrifice, for your engagement this year. It's been an amazing year. We've seen our church grow in many ways. We've seen it grow numerically, but then also we've grown in terms of our reach outside of the walls of this church here locally and around the world by supporting and being involved in ministries and missionary efforts. And truly, the sun doesn't really set on the influence of Destiny Church around the world. And that's amazing. And the only reason why it happens is because of you. So thank you. And then the second thing that we want to talk about is we're coming up on Thanksgiving, which means it's a really significant time in the life of our church.
Yeah, and that's really noted by what's about to happen here in the next month, and that is our Thanksgiving offering. You know, we were two churches coming together. We've got 30 years of ministry together, and both churches, ironically, had this Thanksgiving vision offering thing going, and so it's been happening for a long time. When the two churches became one, I think it was like putting gas on the fire. Things exploded. And for the last, I guess it was two and a half years now, we have had almost $250,000 that has flown through this place out to people who have needs. And it's been incredible. I have this list of ministries that we sponsor. You may not know all of them. We hope that you'll get to know these people over the next couple of months. But Loudon Fellowship Christian Athletes, Tree of Life, one of our great partners here locally, Mosaic, Kids Connection, a Sunday school for kids in DC. It's an incredible ministry. The Gideons, Recovery House of Worship, which is a ministry to addicted people in Brooklyn, New York. We have this incredible ministry in Haiti. These guys feed 400 kids a day. We've been sponsoring them like forever, and great friends. We have the Ericksons and Katie Erickson, and then Rachel and Nolo, our flesh and blood, you know, just right from this church, and the Timothy Initiative, which you'll hear a whole lot about for a long time. And so we've been very faithful in giving and ministering to these people. And it has been, I think you would think with COVID and everything else we've been through, that things would have cut back. They just sped up. And we've had to pay the rent and the staff salaries and everything else. And yet God has just blessed us. And a lot of this has to do with your faithfulness. You're just there, and you've really been there. And so we're asking you to be there for this Thanksgiving offering that's taking place on the 20th of November.
Yep. Our goal this year is to raise $100,000 in this sacrificial offering above and beyond our normal tithe and offering. And so here's what we're going to be asking you to do. The offering date is November 20th. And so between now and then, we're asking you to spend some intentional time in prayer with your spouse and your families, and asking God what He would have you do to be a part of this sacrificial offering. And then all we ask is just do what God impresses and tells you to do. Obey the voice of God. But we're going to ask you to sacrifice and really help us reach our goal of $100,000, because that money literally fuels the vision and the ministry of our church and helps us do so many wonderful things around the world.
Yeah, and we know you guys are tithing and being faithful with your giving. I mean, we're seeing it all the time. It would be easy to look at this offering and just throw something at it. But that's not what this is about. I would prefer that you just, as Jeffrey just said, pray, talk to your spouse, talk to your kids. What can we do? I give it till you feel it, and not the pain of giving, but the joy of it. That whoa, we're making a difference because this is a difference-making offering unto God. It
Absolutely.
really is.
Absolutely is. And so here's what Proverbs 11 tells us. It gives us a promise. It says that the world of the generous gets larger and larger. And so as you're praying with your families and considering what you're going to do and how you're going to be a part of this, Greg, myself, our elders, this is what we're praying over you and your families, that as you respond and as you are generous, that God just expands your world to even larger spaces. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for taking the time in the next few days of praying and intentionally having conversations with your spouse and coming up with a plan and then responding to what God tells you to do. Because if you do that, if we all do that, and we're going to lead the way,
right?
And when we all do that, I can promise you that God's going to help us and we're going to hit this goal. I believe we can exceed the goal.
I do too. And man, I have to echo our love for you. You're just amazing. And we are so blessed and so thankful. You, with your giving, with your serving, you create miracles.
Yep.
I mean, miraculous things happen. And, I was thinking of one other thing that I forgot to mention. But because of the ministry of this church and another very dear friend, you guys helped to save our dear friends who live in the trailer park here in Leesburg. You helped save their home.
Yeah.
You probably don't know that, but that's what happened. And you were part of that. Just your giving, your gifts, opening up this building so that they could be here and we could work with them and help them. You did that. And so there's so many ways and reasons for us to say thank you. And we don't know how to do it except we love you and thank you. And let's be giving till we feel it.
Absolutely. Hey, Destiny, we love you. It's the honor of our lives to be a part of this incredible spiritual family. And I believe we're going to make a difference and change our world together.
Yep.